Hello and welcome if you're new to my channel, and if you're a subscriber, a warm welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Italian kitchen design and appliance brand Officine Gullo. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things, whether you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying better quality from the get-go, or you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on high quality under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you. Officine Gullo is the first of a small handful of brands I'm going to be talking about in the home series that are typically focused on range cookers. Range cookers are your all-in-one unit. So you will have, for example, one or two ovens in the bottom, and then on top you have a series of modular options depending very much on your cooking needs. So it could be a couple of gas rings, an induction plate, teppanyaki, wok, pasta, frying station, for example, and that's an all-in-one built-in unit. That's typically the focal point of the kitchen, as opposed to the other brands I spoke about at the beginning of the home series. I'm going to attach the playlist above. Think, for example, Vizog, Gaggenau, Mila, for example, where they offer largely your eye-level pieces that are individual and slotted around the kitchen, dependent very much on your design, the look and feel you're going for. And they're not all typically configured as one solid unit. Officine Gullo is headquartered in France, and they also have a showroom as well in France, and that's the showroom I used for all of my exhibits for this video. But they do have another showroom in Italy, in Milan, that I've also been to, and I'd highly recommend that one because it's spread over 2 floors if I remember correctly. But what I really like is it's significantly bigger and you get a much better feel for the brand, a much wider selection of their appliances, and also the additional kitchen accessories that they produce, the majority of which are produced in-house. They also have a number of other showrooms dotted around the world: Shanghai, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, New York, Moscow, Tel Aviv, Cape Town, Lagos, and also in London. They also have 30 minutes from Florence, their production facility, where, as I mentioned before, the majority of their products are produced in-house, in a place called Greve in Chianti. Quite randomly, I was staying this summer. I spent a few weeks in Italy, much needed rest and relaxation, but I also wanted to be in Italy, exploring a number of brands, because you get a much better feel and understanding of brands and industry being on the ground. And I was based literally 10 minutes from Greve in Chianti, where they have their production facility, in a place called Panzano in Chianti. Highly recommend, particularly if you're within Tuscany, the rolling hills, the vineyards, the views were absolutely breathtaking. Fantastic food, even better wine. And if you're seriously considering an Officine Gullo kitchen range cooker, for example, I highly recommend visiting the showroom in Florence, but also coupling that with a visit to the workshop, which they would be very happy to organize. Their pieces, their kitchens are expensive. They're ornate, they're outstanding, they're beautifully, solidly built, but they are an absolute investment, and I'd highly recommend the workshop and also the showroom before investing in their kitchens if you're not overly familiar with the brand. Officine Gullo is a privately run family business with Carmelo Gullo at the helm, and he runs the business with his 3 sons, Andrea, Pietro, and Matteo. At its core, it's a kitchen design company, first and foremost, and they produce kitchen appliances in addition to designing kitchens. When it comes to appliances that I'm solely focused on in this video, you have 2 options: either domestic or your professional appliances. But regardless of whether they're professional or domestic, their appliances are entirely customized. But looking specifically at the domestic side, they only provide the cladding. When it comes to the inbuilt appliance, think, for example, refrigeration, freezers, coffee machines, microwaves, cooktops, They work with Gaggenau, but they also work with Liber when it comes to refrigeration. So you have options when it comes to your budget, slightly lower price product from Liber, but still very good quality, or you go top of the range with Gaggenau, and then they provide the cladding on the front, and absolutely everything is customized. They have a wide selection of colors for you to choose from, well over 200, but they can match a specific color if you have a color that's unique to you that they don't already have. So they can match the color. And then the brand, their signature material that they're known for is stainless steel, and they work with one of the very highest grades, 304 stainless steel, and they produce products that are largely stainless steel, but you do have the option to slightly mute down the stainless steel and incorporate either glass or wood. For example, they work with a joiner, or you go the full work and create an entirely stainless steel product. And then all the trimmings, you have an option of either burnished copper, there is brass, or you have cast iron. And then you also customize the length of the appliance, the width of the appliance. When it comes to the knobs, you can also customize those, either have your initials, your crest. You can also have your crest on the door, for example, of the refrigeration. You customize absolutely everything. Domestic side, as I mentioned, is the cladding on the front, and they work with Gaggenau inbuilt appliances and also Liber. And then they produce the cladding on the front. They don't have a situation, for example, where they produce appliances well in advance in anticipation of a customer order. They only produce appliances once a customer has placed an order. So turnaround times typically are fairly lengthy, as you can imagine. For a small range cooker, you're looking at a turnaround time of possibly 4 months. For a full kitchen, depending of course on the size, the complexity, you're looking at anything from 6 to 7, possibly 8 months, for example. Moving on to professional appliances. And Officine Gullo not only produce the cladding on the front, but also the physical appliances, and they are produced to professional grade, so they're incredibly powerful. And you have a number of appliances modules that are available to you. So for example, looking at the range cooker option, you possibly could have double ovens, 3 ovens, for example, 2 ovens, depending very much on your needs, your budget. You have storage space. You have drawers with soft close. You also have a warm drawer, a warming cabinet for your plates, for your food. And then modules on top of the cooker. There's an option for a pasta cooker or a fryer. And the fryer comes with an inbuilt discharger. So the oil automatically is taken in and also discharged. You have the option, of course, for the worktop, whether it's the gas rings, the gas burner, or you're going for the induction plate. You also have a coup de feu. A coup de feu is fantastic because you can use it in 2 ways. You either open the middle and then you light the burner, and then the flame, as it rises, you place the wok on top of the flame and you can prepare food that way. Or you light the burner, close the middle part, and then it warms up that entire plate. And you can then place pots and pans, and it's fantastic for your very slow, long, gentle cooking. And then you also have the option of your smooth frying plates, your teppanyakis, or the groved plates for charring, for example. Officine Gullo highly recommend with their range cookers to also allow a bit of just empty space where you can place pots. It just gives you options. You can cut food on there whilst you're preparing. It just gives you options. You're able to maneuver a lot better whilst cooking when you also have a little bit of free space. And then you also have on the outdoor side, you have outdoor appliances made using 316 marine steel. Incredibly robust, it's resistant, and it doesn't oxidize. You have, for example, the option of a rotisserie. You also have an ice maker, for example, if you haven't gone for the Gaggenau freezer, which comes with an automatic ice making facility. You also have the option of your braai stands. You have a pizza oven, and with the pizza oven, you have an inbuilt marble working surface, for example, which you pull out. You can prepare your pizzas on there and then place them in the oven, or you can use it to knead bread or whatever you need to prepare. It can be done on there and then placed directly either into the pizza oven or into the oven below. It's a fairly versatile working surface. So in terms of appliances that are user-friendly, that are relevant, that are typical in a kitchen. You're absolutely spoiled for choice in terms of the options, and also powerful professional grade appliances. Easy to maintain and clean. With the burners, for example, all you do is remove the burners, and then the dish you remove from the range cooker and you place it in the dishwasher. So very easy to maintain and to clean the appliance as well. In terms of prices, as I mentioned, they are expensive. They're real investments. They're not cheap, but they're worth their money in terms of how robustly, solidly they're built, the ornate nature of the product. It's a real statement piece, and it's an artisanal product that is made entirely for you. So for example, the smaller range cookers, the one in the showroom, depending on the configuration, which modules you have, you're looking at a starting price of about 10 to 12,000 pounds. I would say budget 15,000 pounds for a solid small range cooker. And as I said before, typically 4 months turnaround period. Or for the professional range cooker that they also have in the showroom, a price of roughly about 40,000 pounds, but again depends on your configuration. For a full Officine Gullo kitchen, I would budget 200,000 pounds and above. They are not cheap, they're not for the faint-hearted, but they are absolutely beautiful, solidly built, artisanal products. As someone who comes from Southern Africa, where we're spoiled in terms of space, properties are big, Officine Gullo kitchens make for really good entertaining. It's the type of kitchen where, as the principal, you don't even have to cook. All you would do is entertain in your beautiful kitchen. You have the cooking facility for your private chef, for the housekeeper, for example. And it's so beautifully built, you can actually entertain in the kitchen even though you aren't cooking or have any desire to cook. And you sit in there and just relax and enjoy the beauty, the aesthetic of your kitchen. In addition to kitchen appliances, they also produce complementing kitchen accessories. So think, for example, chopping boards come in varying sizes, density, weight, different woods. Also have, for example, leather placemats. You have big ornate copper storage jars. You have, for example, knives with the actual blocks. The knives come with beautifully ornate handles. Buffalo horn, for example, deer or ebony. And you also have pots that aesthetically you can use to serve as well. They would work well to serve your food from. Stainless steel on the inside, copper on the outside. Copper, as you know, is a fantastic heat conductor. The handle is welded on, and then it's an ergonomic handle. So beautiful aesthetically to serve, solid, heavy, well-built pots. So that's Officine Gullo in a nutshell. Their kitchen appliances, complementing accessories. I'm going to include their website address in the description box down below. It's a brand, definitely, if you want a talking point, a wow factor kitchen, then look no further than Officine Gullo. But do stay tuned for the other brands. In my home series, I have a couple of other fairly ornate, similar brands, bringing a slightly different offering, but still high quality product. As always, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.